Hi, it's Rita Smith here from Online Video and Marketing Services. Welcome to episode 3 of Marketing on a Budget, your weekly guide to tips on how to market your business for free or for a very low cost. In this week's episode, we're going to talk about Twitter backgrounds and how to customize them to boost your brand. It also gives you the opportunity to add more words than your bio allows. The links won't be clickable, but you can still tell the public about your services or your products. To make a Twitter background, you'll need some photo editing software. This could be Adobe Photoshop, Photoshop Elements, or something similar. As I use a Mac, I'm using Pixelmator. So first of all, I'm going to open my Pixelmator application. And then I want to go to File, New, and make a title. I'm going to call this Twitter Background YouTube. Then we need to set the dimensions. This is a little tricky because the screen dimensions vary depending on the size of the monitor. So you can choose anything between 1600 by 900 to 2500 by 1600 pixels. I'm going to set a resolution of 1600 by 1024, and I'm going to leave the resolution as 72 pixels per inch. So you see here I now have a blank document. Now you can choose what colour you want your background to be. I'm going to choose white, but you might like a different colour to match your brand. So I'm going to go to the paint bucket and drag it across. Now my background is white. The next thing I want to do is to set my dimensions for my columns. You'll know on Twitter that the middle of the screen won't show because of all the text. So you need a column on the left and a column on the right. I'm going to mark my columns with my grid. So I'm going to pull a marker out here and set it to 250 pixels. And I'm going to set a second marker across at 1350 pixels. Now we need to decide what to put in the columns. The first thing I suggest you do is to add an image or a photo or your logo. So I have one already prepared on the desktop, which I'm going to drag across. And I'm going to drop it in here. And then I want to put some text underneath. I'm just going to add my name. Now I have my font selected already, Verdana Bold, but you might like to choose a different font depending on your brand. I'm just going to centralise this a bit more. And I want to add some more text underneath. I'm going to put the name of my business. And I want to change the colour. I'm going to make it red. And just move it very slightly. And again I'm going to save. Now I want to add a link to my website. So back to text. Now you can see I need to make that a little bit smaller. So I'm going to select 14 for this font. And I'm also going to make it black. And just realign it and save again. Now let's just move this out of the way. Now the next thing I'm going to add is my services. So the text tool again. And I'm going to make that a bit bigger. And that's going to be 18. And I'm going to add a new layer. Which I'm calling List Services. So now I'm happy with the left side of my Twitter background. I want to go on and put some text on the right hand side now. What I want here are some links to my social media accounts. So up here I want some text. Finally, because I'm a photographer, I want to add some images. So back to text. I'm just going to type in sample photos. And I want to make that black to contrast a bit. A little bit bigger text, back to 18. And just move it a little bit. Let's make that a bit more central. And now I'm going to drop in an image from my desktop and resize it. And line it up. And a second image. Again, this needs resizing. And I'll just drop that underneath. And save. Now that I've saved it in Pixelmator form, I want to resave my file in a format that's acceptable by Twitter. So File, Save As. Now Twitter will accept 3 different types of file formats: JPEG, PNG or GIF. I'm going to select JPEG. We now need to upload our image to Twitter. So I'm going to go to my Twitter account. This is my home page. So click on Settings and then on Design, and then just scroll down a bit. Now you'll see I already have a background image uploaded, so I'm just going to talk you through the stages without actually doing it. You'll need to come over to here where it says Change Background. Here you have the option to tile your background. That means the image will appear several times. but you don't need to tile it if you don't want to. I personally prefer to leave mine unchecked. You need to leave the background position as left. Then you can select a background colour here. This is the colour that will show outside of your Twitter background. As you can see here, I've got a sky blue background. So to upload the image, click on Change Background, choose Existing Image, and then you'll have all these options here, and you select the image that you want. And then you click on Open, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to upload it. And then Twitter will upload your background. You'll see it before you actually save it. So when you're happy, just click Save Changes and you'll have a professional looking background. So that's all for this week. Don't forget to watch again next week for another episode of Marketing on a Budget. And please subscribe and tell your friends. Thanks.